Welcome to my Crossroads tutorial where we will make this square together. I will be using these exact same colours so you can, so you can follow along with me, obviously. You choose your own colours. Now for that particular square I am using 6 colours. You can use one colour, you can use 2. It's entirely up to you how you would like to make it. You can also make this square bigger. You just have to adapt the last 3 rounds of the square. So I'm using Fiddlesticks Superb 8, which is an anti-pilling acrylic. It is the most beautiful acrylic I've ever felt. I love it. And I can't wait to get it in the big, oh my gosh, chunky squares. Hello. I'm using a 4.5mm hook. I've got a darning needle, which I can't pick. Oh yes, I can. A darning needle and some scissors. You can block your squares after you have finished crocheting if you like. It's entirely up to you, but it is not necessarily needed unless you're a really tight hooker, I guess. So that's my square after it being slightly blocked. I just use a steam iron and I pin it onto my ironing board and just go shh, and then wait for it to dry and it's done. It's really quick. It's good for acrylics, and then you've got your piece straight away, so you don't have to wait forever for it to dry. So let's get started. Grab your materials and away we go. This pattern uses a magic ring to begin. If you don't know how to do a magic ring, you can chain 4 and join with a slip stitch, entirely up to you. I've now done my magic ring. I'm just closing it with a chain 1, which is part of my chain 3 as per the pattern. I will be going through the pattern with you. So now that I have my magic ring and my chain 3, I'm going to make 2 double crochets into the ring like so, and then I'm going to chain 2 in the corner. I just might zoom in a smidgen more. Chain 2 and then 3 double crochets. Oh, I am talking in US terms just like all my other videos. 1 more and then chain 2 again, coming around. So another 3 double crochets back into the ring, like so. My children are not in bed yet, if that's what you can hear. That's my Will. Lucky, I love him. And then just 3 more after your last chain 2. And now with this pattern, I am not joining each round with a slip stitch. I'm going to pull that ring tight. Not too tight yet, but I will later. I'm actually finishing with a half double crochet into the top of the chain 3. It's kind of hard, wrong color to use for the start, or for this really. So yarn over, insert into the 3rd chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, just like you would normally do a half double crochet or a half treble. So that way you are already in the corner of your space or your square, ready to go back up. So round 2, it's basically the traditional granny square. So we're going to chain 3. And when we do this first little 3DC grouping, we're going to make it over the HDC. So just into the technically a chain 2 space. So just working over that half double crochet which you made. So I've done 2, I'm skipping all those stitches, coming back and doing 3 doubles. Then we've got our corner, which is still a chain 2. And then back around the corner, we've got our 3 doubles again. And I have randomly picked up a piece of cardboard with me. Thank you. There we go. And I'll just grab some more yarn. I'm almost at the end of my ball. Oh no, I love this color. I love actually all these colors. And then same thing again, skipping all the 3 DCs and just doing 3 DC, chain 2, 3 DC in the corner. Zip, zip. Just quickly go along so that I can show you again. So by now this is something you should be able to do fairly quickly. Well, not quickly, but the traditional granny square anyways. is quite easy. Still more yarn. Okay, so we're just about at the end of this round, and what I'm going to do again is skip my 3, and then I'm going to make 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space formed by the half double in the previous round. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so back again, we're at the top of the chain 3. We're going to make a half double crochet like so. And this is a nice little technique that you can learn where you don't have that kind of obvious chain 3 going all the way up through a traditional granny square. Okay, so now that I have got the correct color for round 3, we are going to do the same thing again. So we're going to chain 3 for our first double crochet, in the round. Then we're just going to do 2 in this one. So if you haven't already had a look at my previous video on how to change color, I recommend that. I'll pop a link in the description box for you below, and it's also on the pattern. I call them movements. So this is the very last movement of the previous stitch. Where am I in focus? There I am. So now that I've finished that particular movement, I am going to grab the new yarn and just yarn over as you would and pull through to finish off the prior double crochet. The pattern then asks for you to chain 1. Okie dokie, so I am going to zoom in a little bit more and focus just so I can show you what happens with how I carry my yarn, which is quite important on how to keep the back neat and tidy, just like that. Thank goodness I picked that square up and not an ugly one. Okay. So we've done our chain 1, and now we are going to make treble clusters into the 3rd double crochet from round 1. So when we're doing our cluster stitches, we are missing the entire round below, okay? Just clusters. So yarn over twice, insert hook into the stitch. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So where I've done is I've put my yarn tails over the top, so they're behind. So what I'm going to do is trying to show you. You can see there's a hole obviously where my previous skipping of these stitches were. So I'm going to pull up through there and fold this back here. So I'm working just over these carrying stitches back here, which I can try and there we go. So I'll show you again. I'm just going to pull that a bit neater. So yarn over twice, insert into the stitch. Okay, so I've gone into the stitch there. I'm kind of going to fold, it might be easier if I say it, fold the current round over the hook, and then making sure that you've got your stitches, I can sort of see in focus there at the back. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and then you're just going to make your stitch as per normal. Same again. So a bit easier now that I've already done a couple that you can sort of see. So yarn over, or you can do it like, oh sorry, I'm trying to focus, like that. Pull up your loop and finish your cluster like so. But because I need to change my color, I'm going to fold that light blue over there, pick up my main color like so, and pull through the loop. Give the light blue, the contrasting color, a nice slight tug, not too tight. You don't want the stitches to go and be ugly. And now because I am using the same blue over in these 3 spots, I will be carrying my yarn. So we're just doing the normal corner. So it's 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. So when I'm carrying my corner, my light blue, I've got it working underneath the stitches here. So it's behind. So I'm going yarn over, insert, making sure that my blue is here. I'm going over that and making my stitch as per normal. So I'm just going to zoom out for a little bit. There we go. So making my 3 double crochets as per normal, but remembering on the last stitch, so that's our second and third, or second movement, I'm now changing my color back to the contrasting color. So I've got my 2 loops on, yarn over and pull through, nice little gentle tug, chaining 1. Okie dokie, back to this little precious thing. So yarn over twice, insert into middle DC. So I'm carrying the blue yarn, so I want to make sure that that's on top of my hook. Okie dokie, I'm going to bring my hook back up through here, or pull this part back and yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops twice. Same again, 2 loops, insert, making sure that I have that carrying yarn nice on top there, and we are going to yarn over and pull up a loop and yarn over, pull through 2 twice. Same again. They do get easier because you've already kind of grabbed the yarn with the other 2 trebles. It's already in the right position for you. So now that I've got my 3 loops from my trebles and my 4th, it's time to change the yarn color. So yarn over and pull through, then we give our nice little contrasting color a little tiny light tug and chaining 1. So hopefully the back isn't too messy. I could have pulled that the dark blue a little bit more here, but that's okay. We learn these things as we go. So now I'm going to, oh my gosh, fiddle, I can't even pick up my yarn. Chain 1, which I've already done, and then just our corners, but making sure we are carrying this blue yarn along here. I will keep showing you for this entire round, only because I would like you to understand it quite easily. I am now changing my color. Well, hang on, finish that part first. I am now changing my color. So there, chain 1, carrying this little yarn, the main color. I kind of like to fold it back. I don't know if you can really see. Oh, you can kind of see. So we're going to go insert into our middle DC, bring up that hook and yarn over and pull through 2 twice. Same again. There we go. Fold that back over, if you like to call it that. I'm sorry, I keep getting out of focus because my camera does not have autofocus. Now I am on my last movement of my colored stitch, so I'm going to change it back to my main color, chaining 1, and now I am almost at the end, carrying this contrasting color, and the main color is working over the top. Now this pattern does work exactly the same way. For one color, you just ignore where I say join with this color, join with that color. So you can make it as per any color you like. Pulling that light blue back. Last movement, change color, chain 1, and then we keep going. So it does get a bit fiddly, especially on these 2 rounds, only because you are working into the middle double crochet of the previous 2 rounds below. There we go, I've changed on the last. I technically don't need to carry now, but I like to, because I have now done all the stitches needed in the contrasting color. So now we're back to, run out of yarn, the start of our round where we yarn over and join with a half double into the top of the chain 3. Ta-da! So that is that there, and that is the back there. So there are a couple of times when I could have pulled it a little bit tighter, but I didn't. You can kind of fiddle around with that to even it up anyways if you're really particularly worried about it. I would like I don't weave in sometimes as I go, depending on the mood I'm in. So round number 4, it's basically the same as round number 3, but you are making a cluster in either of the DCs either side. So the double in the middle on either side. Slight variation. So we are going to slightly zoom out a bit, I think. Okay, so chaining 3. You can see my half double crochet doesn't really look very nice for the corner, but it does even up as you work over it. So I'm now at the last movement of that stitch. Pick up my new contrasting color and we're going to chain 1. Okay, same thing again, which what we did on the previous round. Treble clusters into the 3rd double crochet of round 2. So remember how I said that we're going to always work our treble clusters into these like 2 rounds below. So not that round, but the round below that. So I'm going to insert into the top of the treble in the middle. And as you can see here, I've got 2 tails that I'm going to wrap around. So there is the gap, if that makes sense. Kind of got my fingers there. I want to pull up those 2 colors, show you a bit better so that they're on my loop just in here, and then yarn over and pull up a loop, and then you just treble stitch as per normal, leaving the first one on the hook, last stitch loop on the hook. Same again, whichever way you like to do it. So sometimes you can just push it forward, sometimes you can just insert and pull up your hook. The reason why I do it this way is I think it just has that, I'll swap for a sec, that nice kind of raised, it's not very, like you can see on the side, it's not very raised, but it kind of has that raised effect instead of just being like a flat granny. Okay, so with this one, I'm not changing colors yet because I need another one on this side. So we are actually going to finish the first cluster in this round. And then don't want to pull that tight. You see how far I just pulled that and it just went in. So I'm going to now chain 3, try to, carrying my yarn, because I'm weaving in my tails as I go, but I'm also carrying that main color of that blue. So yarn over, insert into the middle DC. I have my tails already ready for me to go and pull up in that little gap. Yarn over and complete your treble with these 3 on here. Same thing again in there. Where are we? I'm sorry. So now we've done our 3 trebles to make it the, well, in those movements. I'm going to bring up, if I can, oh my golly gosh, main color, there we go, pulling, giving that, I don't know if you can see, but I kind of have my other hand over here, pulling this so that at the same time as I pull, it's kind of not going everywhere. Then I let go, and then I bring it back over here so that when I'm working, it's back over this side. Chain 1. And we're going to do the corner in the corner, yay! So your 3 doubles, you chain 2 and your 3 doubles, making sure you're carrying that contrasting color with you. Okay, I'll show you again once more on these rounds, only because I think you'll be getting the hang of it by now. Oh, habit. Changing color, last movement of the stitch, okie dokie. And there we go. Like so. Just grab a bit more yarn. It's not really a yarn eating pattern, which is good. I like it like that. So yarn over, insert into the middle DC. You can see my gap. It's quite obvious in this. Well, there it is. Carrying my yarn. I am just carrying the blue this time. Sometimes you can actually, when you get further on, I don't know why I'm saying this now, but you can carry the previous few rounds and actually weave them in a bit nicer. So we've got our blue, just our normal treble cluster first part. See how I've also kept it like folded back maybe that way you might like it that way. So you're technically not having to do anything except insert it into the double crochet. You'll find what works for you, I think. I do it different every time. I don't know why. Chaining 3, yarn over, insert into the double, making sure that you are carrying that blue or your main color. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we do that again. So I must do that like this for this one because I'm working into the double crochets. Okay, last movement of this one, fold my yarn back over in this hand. I only do it when I have the contrasting color only comes into my right hand. I keep my contrasting color on my right and my main color on my left only because I'm right-handed, so I would advise if you are left-handed to do it my opposite way. Pull that nice little tug out the way, yarn over and pull through all 4. Pick it back up in your other hand, give it a nice slight little tug and do your chain. And then you do your corner in a corner, making sure that you are carrying this. So I shall return once I have finished this. Let's see how I've carried. Oh, not too bad. Yay! I'll be back, pause the video and continue with this round, and we'll be back in a minute. So I've just finished round 4, as you can see here. So we've got our normal corners and our normal chain 1 spaces on either side of our clusters, and then we've just got a chain 3 in between. So this is the round number 5, that we actually start working in the cluster stitch here. I'll just say there so you can see. So I have my yarn ready. I've already joined with my half double crochet. So now I'm doing my usual starting of the round by chaining 3, working over that half double. So am I focusing or not really? There we go. Doing my other, on the last movement of this stitch, I'm now picking up my new yarn. Pulling tight, chaining 1, and then we're going to carry these 2 tails. There we go. So when you're doing the clusters, I'll just show you here. The ones that are closest to the corner are always going to be made into a middle double crochet of the rounds 2 below. So as you can see, we're working on this green here at the moment, so we're going to be making a cluster into that double, a cluster into the cluster, and then a cluster back into the double. So let's do that. Got my yarn tail ready. Just going to pull that a little bit tighter. So back into the middle DC from 2 rounds below. So I'm going to bring up that there. As you can see, there are a few yarns because I've got the tail from the start. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops twice. In my own world. Same thing again, but now that I've already kind of got the yarn in the position, I can kind of fold that and just put it in the same spot as the first one. So yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And here we go for the 3rd. And we're going to make a proper cluster with this. That's William. 1, 2, 3 chain. And now we can work into our cluster stitch from round 3. So, which is quite easy compared to the ones near the corners. So basically same thing, yarn over and then insert into the top of the cluster. So when I say top of the cluster, I mean, I'm just going to focus, sorry, it's hard when I don't have autofocus. Here's a pain in the behind when I have to use my hands. So just like a normal cluster, I'll show you on this top stitch, just in there. There's there, the top 2 loops, front and back. So yarn over twice, insert into that stitch, and I want to carry, look, see how many yarns I could carry? I'm just going to carry, well, let's carry 3 for the sake of it because that's what I'm picking up right now. So I've got that there ready. This is the big loop, which is good because you can see. I'm going to pop that back there, and then I'm just going to work over those. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'm keeping it folded back. So that must be how I do it. So I recommend folding it back. It's just a habit, and it does make it easier so that you can kind of see that hole in between and where my stitch is. So that's exactly where you're going to go again. So yarn over and pull through 2 twice, yarn over and pull through twice. So I am going to make another cluster. I'm going to finish it with that and chain 3. And we're in a corner spot, sorry. Where am I? There I am. So I'm going to do my last treble cluster on this side. I'm carrying lots of tails, but just make sure you carry your working main color with you, obviously. The good thing about this, if you are just doing it in one color, it has a lovely texture, but you don't have any tails to worry about carrying or yarn to carry. So I'm now at the last movement of this stitch. I am going to swap because I need to do my corners. Nice little tug, yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. I'm on this side now. I'm just going to carry the one tail of my contrast color. You can kind of already see it there. Make your corner in the corner. Do, do, do. Like so. Oopsies, I was looking at the screen. Yes, I was not, well, I was technically looking at my work through the screen. There we go. And now I'm on the last movement of that double crochet. So I'm going to pick up with my contrasting color, slight little tug, chain 1, ready to carry this yarn again. Yarn over twice, middle DC, insert into that stitch, carrying yarn already, fold back that. So now we've got the previous round, and just make your stitch as normal, like so. So once you get the hang of it, it is a pretty easy pattern because you're only doing a few stitches. So you've got double crochets, treble clusters, half double, single crochets, and then you also have what I call an extended double crochet, which you will do on the 3rd last round. So chaining 3 again because we need another cluster over here, and it's yarn back into that double, and then insert, pull up 2, bless you Charlie, there. It's a full moon tonight. My kids are a little bit crazy. Who else's kids go crazy on a full moon? I know mine do. All right, and then we have yarn over and pull through, chaining 1 and then doing your corner. So come back and I shall return with that complete round done. Pause the video. I'll see you soon. Bye. So we have now just finished round 5. And now we get to work with our 5th colour, or whatever colour you've chosen to work with, but I've got a bit of a crush on colour number 5 at the moment. It's like a mustard goldy yellow thing. I really like it with these squares too, but it's just like, I just really like it. So yarn over, pull through to change your colour. So this round is obviously just like the other, or just like this round, but we're just doing it in the spaces where we need to. So it's not a hard square, it's just a different sort of square. So I've got all my tail yarn, blah blah blah. I'm going to insert into my double crochet, make sure I've got that ready to carry, and you can also see now that I've got my other tails that I'm going to carry and hide as well. Not on purpose, but that's just how this pattern works. So I'm going to fold this back so that this all comes through the loop. So, well, the hole, I guess. Yarn over and pull through and make your stitch like normal. I've already folded that back. It's like a habit already. Insert into the double crochet, making sure that you're picking up all the stuff you need to, and then make your stitch like normal. Oh, I didn't have enough thingy, sorry. Same again, get ready to fold. Uh-oh, I lost my working loopy loopies. Okay, so that is the one made into the double crochet, done. Chain your 3, and now because we're working in our clusters, it's super easy. Insert into the top cluster. I'm only going to carry 2 this time. Oh, let's carry 3, last one as well. Might as well. I still like to weave my ends in really well, so this is just a way to keep it all neat, but weaving it in and splitting my yarn and ply when I do weave it in keeps it all nice, safe and secure. Cluster done, chaining 3. So pick up all my yarns again, pull through like so. I do find this pattern a little, well I did, sorry, I'm talking in current tense, whatever it is, a little tricky to word how to carry the yarn, fold this forward and all that jazz. So that's why I prefer sometimes to do a video tutorial so that you can see exactly how I do it and what I mean when I say fold the yarn, do this, do that. So I've inserted through the double crochet, wonder what tails we can find, make it neat and tidy, whatever. We'll grab, fold that back and continue our stitch as per normal. I will not go through this side with you again because I think you've got it, but I am going to change the colour, bring up my working blue, come over here, nice gentle little tug, chaining 1, carrying my yarn like so, and I'm doing the corner space. So continue with that, pause your video, and we shall meet when I have joined the end of round 6. I love these colours. Ooh, it's exciting. So this is the last round that we will be doing our normal cluster stitches. So if you're exactly following the pattern to my 9 round pattern. So if you want to keep going and make it as big like this one, which I have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is not in focus. My 12 round blankie or square, which used all the colours that I had for William's No Longer More blanket because he didn't want it. So those were those colours. So I just kept going in the same pattern, making my clusters where the clusters were in this part, and obviously the clusters were made into the double crochets in those parts. So that's that. That back's not as neat because this is like a prototype of this big square. So yes, pause the video, continue, and I'll be back in a minute. I'm back. I just wanted to give you a little hint. I forgot to mention too that when you're working these clusters on the longer rounds that have more in them, and you're just carrying your blue or your main color, you can see here that I am carrying it, but when you do get to the end, when you want to change back to your blue, give it a soft little pull so that it hides it much more neater than having the boom, da boom, da boom, da boom. So that's basically, oopsies. So that's it. So this is my very last, I have to refocus, where am I? Here we are. Cluster of this color and of the pattern. Okay, now I've moved again. There we go, bless you, Richard. And now I'm going to make the last corner in the blue, in the denim blue. See how that happens? Oops, no you can't because you're not even in focus or in shot. So sometimes that happens when you're carrying your yarn and you just accidentally pull it up, but that's okay because you can just pull it tight. And like so. Also, to if you see your color, like your carrying yarn on these colors, that one's going to be gone. Don't worry about that green. But on this part and like in the corners, it doesn't matter, only on the joining part, because each consequential round, or is that even the word, each I can't speak now, each round afterwards is going to be hidden by the following cluster or whatever stitch you're going to make. So let's finish this round off. Okay, so now we've made the join in the previous round. I've chained 1. I'm going to single crochet. I always get this wrong whenever I'm doing my own pattern. I'm going to single crochet into, no, I have to single crochet into the top of the chain 3. Confusing myself, like that. So we've got 2, and then I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch. Sorry, I'm just double checking because I'm doubting myself. But because we're changing color on this one, we need to change color. So that just did not make sense. Yarn over, swap your color when you can find the tail. There it is. And we're going to pull this, pull it through. So just yarn over and pull through because it's a single crochet. Do not make a chain stitch. Okay, so this, we are not doing clusters. We're going to do a grouping stitch, which is exactly like your normal corners, but we're making them into the middle double again. So we're doing that as per normal. So yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through 2. And then I'm going to chain 1. And then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okie dokie. So same again, yarn over into that funny spot. So yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. Sorry if I'm not focused. And then yarn over, pull through 2. I'm just going to fold that down now because we technically don't need it now that we've got 2 in there already. Yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So you can see that that's a grouping stitch. So stitches made into the one stitch, but they're actually complete stitches and not a cluster. Do not do any chains. So we're going to skip the cluster stitch, and once again we're going to be working in the round 2 rounds below. So round, oh gosh, I even forgot what I'm up to. 1, 2, 3, 4, round 5. Dear oh dear me. Okie dokie. So just the normal again. Yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the top of the cluster. Yarn over, insert, pull up 2, ding, ding, ding. Ta-da! So now we've got, oh, where am I? There we are. So we're going to just complete this. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What did I not do? What's over here? That's okay. This is how you need to learn to remember to carry your yarn. You'd think I'd know after how many I've done? No, it's still habit to sometimes not carry your yarn. So I'm going to pull up all those pretty colours, hiding those tails, like so. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up 2, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Pull up a loop, like that. Okay, they're now in there, so that's okay. Woohoo! Skip your cluster on the previous round because we are ignoring this round. The only time when we're actually working into the below round is when you're doing your corners. Your corners are always always going to be made into the previous corner, whereas your clusters are going to be made into 2 rounds below. So just make your extended double crochet group. I think I just call them 3 extended double crochets. So I don't want to use too many fancy terms to confuse you. This pattern may be a little bit confusing enough, but I hope that with the help of this video, it's not too bad. So I'm about to run out of film. One moment. Okay. So now we're working into the last double. So into that, making sure we've got our carrying yarn, fold the wrapper. So we're doing 3 again. Do, 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 do. Now, on the last movement of this one, so we've done our chain 1, remember to change your color to the working one, the main one. Going to skip that first double crochet just there and make a single in the next 2 stitches, and then in these corner stitches it's just 1 single, chain 2. Oh, I'm a bit tangled, I didn't keep my yarn the right way. And then chain single crochet. Oh no, I thought I did. It's all right. When that happens and you get your yarn all twisted, one thing I do is I just, if I can show you when you're in focus, is I just pull it and then I just lift it up and let it untwist till it's at its right spot, and then the yarn will be on the right side where they're meant to be. Okay, so I've already done the first single crochet there. I just need to do 2 more, remembering to change the color on the last one, which is this one. So yarn over and pull through. So I want you to go and make your extended double crochets in the rest of the clusters around the round, and we shall be back to finish it off. Same as always, you half double crochet, but we're going to make it into the top of your single crochet. Pause the video, keep going, and we shall be back in a minute. Okie dokie diddle dum, I have now finished the round and made the final 3 single crochets. Once again, I'm going to join with my half double into the top of the single crochet. Okay, like so. So we've got our corner all ready. I'm going to focus in, I might even zoom a bit more. So with this round, the second last one, we're going to chain 1. Why is it so dark again? And then I'm going to see if I can lighten it. We're going to work into the back loops, and what I call back loops with an S is your back loop and then your third loop as well. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can focus, like zoom right in. Let's focus. Okay, do not move. Okay, so I've done my, what have I done? My chain 1. So single crochet in or over, oh gosh, see, I can't focus. Okay, there. I'm looking at the screen and crocheting. It's really trippy. So this is the stitch that we're going to be working into, the back loop, like so, and then the third loop, which is that one right underneath this there, right there. So we're going to pick up both. So when we go down, and you can see sometimes it's tricky and you have to shove it on there with your finger, and just a normal single crochet into the both back loops. So you can see it kind of, sort of, if you see very carefully, through here. Oh, let me pull it down. So you see one here, and then that bit of yarn, if it's in focus, oh my gosh, there you go, that bit of yarn right there is the third loop. You should all know how to do back single crochets in back loops. Now it will be a little bit tricky this round, only because this technically should not be tricky. What have I done? Okay, no, we're fine. Back loop, and then back and third. Okay, this is where it may get a little tricky or may not, depending on how tight or loose you crochet. Back loop and third loop. Okay, and you're just going to work that all the way along the entire round or row. We'll call this one row because it just goes like a row. So wait till you get, oh dear, see, it's okay. It's because of the way the stitch is, but that's okay, you'll get there. Just like I'll get there. So even if this round is a little bit fiddly, it's worth it. You want to know why? Let it get that way. I'll show you. See, I do struggle. Perseverance, mind over matter, saying, I'm the boss yarn. Oh, imagine being a boss of all yarns. Whoa, total coolness. Okay, so you can see here the effect that it's giving that there. So it just makes the last, it's going to be, oh no, you can see, makes the last lot of extended double crochets just really pop instead of blending like it, they'd just be blended in boring if it was not like that. So continue along. I technically don't need to show you the video of this, but I might as well keep going. Get the yarn tails out the way. Go away, tail. Why are you so long? Oh, we can sort that out later. Okay. In here. Not even in shot. That's really clever, Emily. I need like an X marks the spot. This is where you need to not move from. But it's not like that. In here, through there. Yarn over, pull through two. So, oh, golly gosh. There. So this round will be feeling like it's taking a while, but that's okay. Now the reason why I say through both loops is because it keeps the stitches nice and neat and not very like gappy. Some back loop patterns, they don't look very neat in my opinion. It could be my OCD coming out though. Okay, so now I'm going to refocus because we're really close. And we're at the chain 2, so we're just going to make a single crochet, a chain 2, and a single crochet. And you're just going to do the same all the way along. Zoom out. You're just going to go singles, back loops, and then single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in your corners. Shall return, pause your video. I'll see you in a minute. Oh my golly gosh. So we've got one round to go. Okay, and you can kind of see it's kind of, I'll focus. It kind of looks a bit warpy. That's okay. That's why we do it a light block if need be. So the last round is like the easiest round of all. Basically, you are just single crocheting normally. So what I'm going to do is chain 1, single crochet over the chain, the half double, sorry, and then just normal, so as you would in the normal spot for a stitch. So you're just going to work single crochets all the way along like so, and keep going till you get to your corners where you're going to make a single crochet, a chain 2, and a single crochet. So like I said before at the beginning of the pattern, is it's quite adaptable to be any size square that you like, which is good because it gets boring making things all the same every day. So you just need to alter the last 3 rounds, sorry, to fit your pattern, which is quite easily easy to do. So I'm in the corner, I'm not probably focused, don't move, single crochet, chain 2, and your single. Pause the video, oh I'm stuck, keep going around in your single crochets, and we shall return in a minute. Bye bye. Yay! So I just finished it off with an invisible join, which I haven't completely finished just yet. And you can see I'm just going to zoom the wrong way as usual. I always go the wrong way. So that's what it looks like unblocked. I'm going to grab one that is blocked just so you can see. Oh, they kind of lose their blockage, but okay, that sounded really wrong. But blocking, I'll put it over the top of the other one. You can see that it has just a slight twist just on the corners, but I think that's just normal with granny squares and things. But you can just undo that by doing a nice block. Oh wait, I just wanted to do this. I finished, and look, here's one I prepared earlier, all woven in. No, I haven't woven the ends in. See, there's not that many ends to weave in. And one thing I do like about this is if you really don't want to weave in your ends, that's okay. I mean, I do for secure reasons, like keeping it nice and safe, but it's literally under there, but still, I would take it like, oh, here is my needle. I'd take, let's go this color here, this green, I'd take it back out because I'm fussy if I can, unless I've accidentally crocheted into the ply, which is okay, keeps it secure. And then I'll just do my normal weaving in, like though. I should have probably, doesn't matter, we're here now. I'll see if I can just focus back in. There. So I'll just go under and over through, split my plies. I'll come back over and split my ply again. Because when you're splitting it, you're kind of locking it in. You can do it again if you like, but two's enough because it's not going anywhere now. Finish weaving in your ends, cut it off, block it, and you're done. So thank you very much for joining me with my Crossroads tutorial. I really do hope you have had fun. Oh wait, don't go anywhere yet. Okay, so we can see that this color or this square has the different colors in just the different segments. You can do this. You do not need to carry 4 different colors around on each. It doesn't work that way. So you can see here, it definitely doesn't work that way. So when you're finishing your cluster here, you will leave your yarn and then you'll pick it up when you come up here. So you're going to carry it, but then so you've carried it from here, hang on, sorry, getting focused. Carry it from here to up here. You're then going to go here, but when you come up to the next cluster, you're going to work over the stitch or the yarn that you've carried. So technically it's not as messy as what you'd think it'd be. So that's a normal ones where you are carrying, and that's ones where you're not carrying. It kind of looks a little bit neater in my eyes, but please have fun playing around with colors. I cannot wait to see what you've chosen. Tag Crochet Crossroads, I think I've done, and the Loopy stitch, or send me a photo. I'd love to see it. So have fun playing. There's all different sorts of colors. You can do different colors here, like on each row, or you could keep it in there like going up. There's so many different possibilities with this square. I cannot wait to see what you do. So thank you for this, for buying my pattern and watching this tutorial. I really hope you've learned something new and had fun, and until next time, my usual saying, happy hooking. Bye.